welcome to this genre painting. I've called it the Red Shutters. The photograph is by Azu, which I got on the Facebook page, free reference photo for artists. I'm working on Velour pastel paper, which is one of my favorite papers to work on. This is in the grey color, and the size is 36.5 centimeters by 20 centimeters. Now, velour on its own is really floppy. It's almost, there's absolutely no rigidity to it at all. So I always mount it first on some archival mount board, and I spray some photo mount, also the archival version. You can get a version that isn't archival, but I use the archival photo mount, which is basically like a glue in a spray tin can, and I spray that on the mount. And then I put the paper, the velour paper, on top of my mount, and I spread it out just with my hands. And it's always stuck on really well. I've never had any troubles mounting my velour that way. So I love this picture because of those red shutters and the way the sunlight was dappling through the trees onto the building. That for me was the goal. I wanted the focus area to be these red window shutters with the reflection of the light. I've used a variety of pastel brands in this, ranging from Mount Vision to Unison. I've used some Sennelier in here, and I've also used a few pastel pencils, as you can see. The two pastel brand pencils I like are Carbethello and Caran Dache. I love Caran Dache. They've got the most awesome in-between colors. So the most intimidating part of this painting for me was the apple tree with the wisteria growing through it and over it and around it. I'm not a huge tree painter. Is something I want to work on, but I just find it pretty intimidating and a little bit overwhelming. I am happy with the way it turned out in the end. Basically, I was working in a methodical way of just looking at the shapes and looking at the colors and looking at the tones and building it up slowly. Also, the velour paper helped me not focus so much on detail. The velour paper allows you to have more of a painterly feel, where something, for example, like pastel matte, it almost makes you want to work in a more detailed manner. So as I said, I didn't want a detailed tree because my focus, I really wanted to be the wall that I'm busy with now and the shutters. So this color, the grey purple you can see on the wall, that is a new discovery for me, and I absolutely have fallen in love. It's Mount Vision Thunderstorm Blue number 643. Oh my word, it's stunning. I used that a lot in this piece, as well as some new little red, that's tropical red, that Mount Vision pastel color you can see that I used on the shutters itself, which is also an awesome color. It's number 741. Tropical Red Yellow is the full name of that one, as well as Salmon number 840. I also used a little bit of Terry Ludwig's dark, Intense Darks too in the shadowy parts. Another new discovery is the Art Spectrum Phthalo Green D, which is amazing. It's that very, very dark green you can see that I put in. I think this is a clematis growing up there, but that's another wonderful discovery. Very similar to Sennelier's 179. So if you're looking for a super dark green, I would highly recommend the Art Spectrum Soft. Not the extra soft, it's not the big square. It's I'll leave a link in the description below, but it's they round pastels. So they're just called soft, not extra soft. There we go. Moving on to the tree part. I was just working dark to light and putting in little shapes, little leaf shapes, and going dark, midtones, and lights. And then the wisteria, also putting in the darker purples, some muted purples, grey purples. I used quite a lot of Sennelier in here. They've got a beautiful range of blue violets. And I also used Unison Dark 14, and of course the Terry Ludwigs are also, those are pastels sadly I cannot live without. So I used, they've got dark purples, but they're also bright. You have to see them and use them to understand what I'm trying to say, but they are invaluable, and that is what's making that wisteria pop. It was actually the Terry Ludwig dark that I put in there. So to create the effect of the light hitting the wall, the shadowy parts, I used the 643 Thunderstorm Blue because it's got a purpley blue base to it. Works beautifully. Then with the sunlit parts will be colors with a lot more white, but they tinted with either a yellow or an orange. Then in the grass, the dark shady bits are greens with a lot of blue content in. The sunlit areas are greens with a lot of yellow content, and that's going to create this dappled effect. Also, I didn't just leave the darks dark. I put a little bit more of mid-tones in, a bit of variation within the dark parts, the shadow parts of the grass, as well as variation in the sunlit parts of the grass. The demo in full time will be on my Patreon channel, so you can check me out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Hope you've enjoyed this. Till next time. Thanks. Bye.